Okay, guys, Darksmiter here, and this is oxygen not included. And you might be thinking, "Where's Darksiders?" I don't know if you care, but I think that I'm bored enough with that game to don't want to play it anymore. And if you want me to go back to it, then no. Although I might, who knows? I'm not gonna make any promises about anything. I just want to play something else for a little while. But this is Oxygen Not Included, and it's a game that I very much enjoy. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start a new game. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna go with whatever world this gives me, because I'll explain all the stuff. This game is very early in its development, I think, but it's like enough of a game that you can actually play it. And here's what we got. Already I see problems. Okay. We need a crew. Do we start out with 3 people? I don't know why my voice cracked like that, but whatever. We have their attributes, which aren't super important, at least to my knowledge, with something, although I have trouble with this cooking stat. I'm not whatever. Anyway. That's actually really nice. With the most important thing to me is we're looking at traits, and my overall thing is I'm going to take whatever you get, with a few exceptions. One, I don't like to have people with dual traits to start with, so 2 people that are uncultured, nah, we're going to re-roll them. And things that I will always re-roll are loud sleeper, mouth breather, and flatulence, because they're annoying to deal with, and they're not just a problem they're mostly not a problem for the person that has them. They're a problem for everyone else. Narcoleptic's a little annoying, so we'll see what we get. Thank you, Java. I'm so excited about that. Anyway, sure, that's fine, but we want to reroll you. No, you stayed a loud sleeper. That's terrible. Here we go, Iron Gut and Yokel. And I know what all of these do because I've actually played a lot of this game to try to figure it out. So this is not going to be... When it first came in, I was like, I'm going to suck at this, whatever, and make a video. But then I'm like, no, who knows? Problem here is that, why does this person have such high... Oh boy, they're going to require a lot of whatever. Anyway, Twinkle Toes is just they're more athletic. Scaredy Cat, they won't fight. Iron Gut is they can eat anything, never get sick. Yokel, they can't do research. Uncultured, so they can't do art, but they don't care about how things look. They're like, and gastrophobia is they can't cook. So, got a guy that can't fight, a guy that can't research, a guy that can't cook. It's not really a problem. And I know what I want to name this, and it's something very silly. The perfect Bathol. It's so childish, but it gets me. Just laugh. I can't. It's really funny to me. Anyway, here we are. We gotta survive. This is a problem. And as it just tells us, crews are woken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Nobody knows how they got there. Whatever. They're all clones, so I don't... but it's not important. Your first step is to start digging. Well, if we can pause the game just by tapping spacebar, which is great, we can zoom out and look at some stuff and see what's going on. Number 1. Excuse me. We got a bunch of things to do. I'm going to activate... Oh, why did I do it that way? I meant to do this. I'm going to do this just because I always hate those. I'm like a... Whatever. I don't want that there. And then we're going to go this way. We're going to do a bunch of digging to start, because that's important. But the good things that we have is we have this huge collection of water here, which is a precious resource in this game. Also have a little bit of algae. We have a bunch of copper. It looks like we got some more water up above us. This is probably going to be pretty okay. This is going to be okay. Yeah, these are basic controls and whatever. I know how to play this game. And as soon as they start collecting some sandstone, which is what this is, we can start working on the next step, which is me personally. I want to... No. Yes, actually. I'll throw down some tile. We will throw down one of the most important pieces to have. is an outhouse. They gotta have somewhere to go to the bathroom, else they're just gonna go to the bathroom on the floor like fucking slobs, and it's gonna be a disaster because you gotta clean it up. It stresses out people. It contaminates water. It's just causes a shitload of problems. And then I want to start exploring onto the next floor. Oh, actually, thinking about this. Yeah, whatever. I don't care how deep that ladder goes. And then we're gonna speed it up and just watch them do it all. They'll run through and figure it out. It's like, oh no, there's nothing underneath it. Oh, actually, is that a problem? Fuck it, we won't. It's not a big deal. Just let's see. What is it missing? Dirt? There's dirt here. That's probably easiest to get, but we also want to dig all this out. And this is what I'm meaning here. We want to dig all this out. We want to set this up as like a sleeping quarters because they need beds. Not the worst thing in the world if to start out the game they sleep on the floor. Who cares? It's probably going to happen because we're halfway done with the cycle. But it's not that important. They can sleep on the floor. They'll live. You just don't want them to do that forever because then they'll get really stressed and annoyed. And like, there's probably super efficient ways to do this whole game, and I don't do them. Is basically the secret. I just want to do it in a way that I feel is perfect to me, even if it's not very efficient. So like I said, but we've got that. So we need furniture. We need some cots. We need 1, 2, 3 cots for these guys. We got 3 guys, 3 cots. 3 people, 3 dudes, whatever. You know, they're not all guys. I don't know, man. I don't know. This game seems to just kind of randomly throw together, so you get, like, traditionally female names with male-looking people, and who cares? It's just... Whoa. Okay. Now it seems like they actually did everything. Perfect. We're going to do this. There's some food, or not food. There's plants over there to harvest. Actually, we want to do... No. We want to do this as well. So they can get into this area and get some food, and they'll flow some more oxygen in there too. I don't want to worry about the water just yet, but it's important. We won't need a layer below us just yet. And then there's other things that I want to do too, I guess. Oh, you know what? We might need the layer below us. Just a little bit. You could just dig out that sand. That's fine. Just do it. Okay, wait, no. I didn't mean to do that. I like to pause and plan a bunch of building in a row for a while. So they work on it for a while. Actually, I'm surprised we got those beds out in time. Anyway, but they're going to... Why? Oh, I ran out of metal. Shit. Well, yes, I'm out of metal. Okay, this is another thing, too, about how this game works. This is oxalite, which is like a made-up thing that's just mineral of oxygen. It just spits out oxygen until it's done spitting out oxygen. And we don't really have any way of... I mean, we have ways that I can build to generate oxygen, but we don't have... there's not a lot of options with that yet. So I want to avoid digging that out, at least for a little while still. So here's what else I want to do. I want to deconstruct that. I want to construct this. Do you think we'll do the same on this side? Fuck it. Who knows? I hate when that happens. Do this, because then we're going to want to make sure we build a food builder. And then I want to build a research station, which is very important. And then, oh god, we don't have enough electrical wire. Whatever. We'll just set all up the plans for it. I'd love to run it down ladders. just think that's like the most logical of how it should work. And I know I just said that we don't... you know what? No, we don't want to dig into that. Fuck it. We don't have to dig into that. We can just dig into this. This is a bunch of copper. And we'll dig this up because it's nothing. It's just a plant. Who gives a shit? And I mean, like, it's not a plant that's providing anything useful. Like, buried muckroot is... That's going to be a food. We can pick that up and then eat it. But yeah, and then this is just like a waiting time where we have to wait until they wake up because they're going to sleep. Nobody's going to stop them from sleeping. Well, I think you can activate red alert and kind of stop them from sleeping a little bit, but I don't really want to do that. Especially at this stage when nothing is like of utmost, like, everything is fine right now. Here's what I want to do for the, we're going to go there eventually. Line of whatever is build a ladder up there. Yes, you're eating. Chew forever. They chew forever. We gotta get them working on some stuff. We gotta get them. Okay, would like them to collect all the things. See, we don't desperately need anything right off the bat, although I would like to put this here. Actually do this and this, and this one I'm going to put cultivatable soil in there because this is our next step. We gotta research because we gotta get some stuff. Right now we've got nothing. Everything that I've built is pretty much mostly everything you're going to see, with a couple exceptions. Well, with one specific exception of I didn't build an oxygen thing yet, which I'm going to do. But the first tech, at least what I think is probably the first tech that's important, is farming. So we can start having a food source. Yes, you're slow because there's not a lot of oxygen there. And we want to make sure you can get oxygen because... this is where they sleep. We want to output the most oxygen right there because it's very important. And then, oh, right, because... where is the thing? This is base. This is just me. There's some... like I said, I don't know. I want things to be perfect in the way that I think of them as perfect. So I do them a certain way. But we've got it done. We're just going to set this to make all of it that it needs. They're just gonna unload dirt into there, and that's fine. And this one will be seeds because that's we're gonna have our farm down here. We're gonna have a farm down here, so it's no big deal. Once we finish farming research, everything will be fine. And this is like a moment where they're just gonna be running around, picking up some dirt, doing whatever, and then like gotta wait till this is done because what I want to do is build a 2-wide area that's like a storage area where I just have these that are accepting of everything with a couple exceptions. So I just shove all of it in there. Who gives a shit? They're idle. What do I want to do in the meantime? I'm waiting for this farming research. I guess they can harvest these things. I don't want to dig up. You know what? Let's do this ladder straight down. All the way down. Because eventually I'm going to want to make a pit for water. Because I like to have all the water in one place. It makes some parts of it very, very easy. So if you don't have all the water in one place, it's just like... you need water for a lot of things in this game, and it's really important. And the problem is getting it, keeping it, maintaining it. Because, like... if you're using people, they're just gonna, like, water is just gonna decrease over time. And that's part of this part of this game. It's part of any of these kinds of games where you're like, oh no, we're gonna run out of resources, we gotta get more resources. And I think that we'll probably run into things in this game in the future that are like, I'm assuming probably like better technology that will let you get more things, or like there'll be more stuff because, and you can't see it yet, but like this map doesn't go on forever. We'll run into the end of it eventually, and I'm guessing that this game will get bigger and that there will be some sort of place to go specifically. Like, do they want you to dig up or down or right or left, or maybe those things will, but whatever. But at this point, it's still very fun, and I'm enjoying it. This is also why we need a food thing, because you're going to run out of food. Which reminds me, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. Because this thing produces people. It produces duplicates. So pretty soon we're gonna get another one. And we want to have them have a bed when we start. So they're just gonna help. And this is a thing. This is a problem that I ran into when I first started playing this game. I was like, every time a duplicate comes out, give them to me. Just give them to me. Give them to me. Give them to me. And it's like, that's a huge problem. You actually want to limit your population and grow it conservatively. At least how I feel. Like, I don't think you don't want to just have people and people and people and people and people and people. Because you're going to run into a problem where you're going to run out of resources to feed them. You're going to tap into the natural resources, the limited stuff like water and other things, and air production. You're going to run out of that stuff crazy fast. And it's going to be a huge fucking problem. So you don't want to do that. We can also, we're starting to see some stuff below here, which is important. We've got this is basic materials, I would say. Because we've got, I'm going to pause it and just say, so we got sandstone, dirt, sand, algae, copper, and coal. That's mostly what is here. There's some fertilizer as well. And a lot of these things, so to me, sandstone, sand, dirt, and fertilizer are things that I've never had a problem running out of. Copper, coal occasionally, algae absolutely. Not those things are problems. The rest of the stuff, not a big deal. But then we get into the more advanced things where we've got some obsidian, and I'm sure that again, they're not that important yet. I feel like in the game world and how the game works. Ooh, we got a new guy. Let's check him out. Okay. We can do a quick learner with irritable bowel, diver lungs with can't dig it, which sucks because we gotta dig, or a grease monkey who can't build. And then we got the stats to think about. You know what? We're going to go with this guy, diver's lungs, and can't dig. So they can't build, but they breathe less oxygen. They require less oxygen for their day-to-day whatevers. They're fine. So we're going to print this. Now we got another person. We can do some stuff a little bit faster. Why is that person... Oh, right. I know why they're idle. Because, the way this ladder builds, you only build it, 2 at a time or something, and they're, waiting. They should be going more... Ah, fantastic. We got, fetching water, I know. Research complete. Great. Okay, next step. Most important next step. We want to, whatever. I'm just going to do it so it's the same size as that. We're going to do this, and we're going to go. Because I want these guys to dig all this stuff out. I just want to harvest that and dig this up. I'm also realizing there's a no. Probably going to make our water over here in this area around this water. Because the way parts of this game is let's see. I'm going to have to be careful because, here's a thing that's not related to this game in any way. But they're helpful. I guess F7's not that important. But F7's my stop recording button. So I don't want to touch that. But I can hit F1, which shows us our oxygen. And you can see on this chart over here, light blue, very breathable. Dark blue, breathable, but it's not so great. And red is bad. Actually, barely breathable. Pink, that's a thing that I don't really see that much. And then these things are different. I mean, if we scroll down, we see toxic. Slightly toxic and very toxic. And very toxic because it's chlorine. And then this is because there's a thing producing oxygen somewhere around here. Anyway, the problem that we're gonna have is gases move through the air just on their own. So There'll be gases that will sink, gases that will rise, and oxygen is one of them that will kind of be in the middle-ish, and carbon dioxide will fall to the bottom. So we want to create like a trap for that as well. Like, this is an important thing. There's a little bit of planning to go through to think about when you're doing this stuff. So you want, I could have just been talking about that while they slept. It was a waste of time there. You want to have the carbon dioxide fall down and stuff. And you want to make sure your base is organized in a way that's good. So another thing that we desperately will need, which I found out is a really important thing, is actually, what does this do? Oh, this is the heat one. Okay. There's another one, right? I don't know what this is. Like, what's the why that's good. But we want this. We want a gas permeable tile, and we want to be able to move around with gas, but we are not worrying about that just yet. Especially me personally, I feel like you want to get step 1 research done first, and then move on. But we are selecting this research, and before they wake up, I will say, man, I got a lot of information out. I think I just talked about this game the whole time. But that's like 20 minutes, man. That's like a whole part. I don't want to, go on forever before. But I'm gonna come. We're just gonna keep playing, and you guys will see what we should do next. Because this is how I like to do it, and this is my first steps of here's a base. So join me in the next part where we will keep playing Oxygen Not Included. Yeah, I kind of forgot the name for a second there.